So it's a Friday night. What are you planning on doing?
You are now listening to Limited Trust, a Devastator podcast. Let's get into it.
Episode 155, Limited Trust, a Devastator podcast. Back again. Now, I know last week, I can't remember. Sorry. A few episodes ago, over the last few episodes, I talked about losing the studio to some work-related things that I had to kind of donate the studio to. But I also have an update on that. The original studio build is still out, unfortunately. But Stevie came through and said, fuck that. We're going to build another one right next to it. So that construction project is underway, and I believe we're going to get another big chunk of it knocked off on Monday. So the studio was out, and now it is going to be new again. So fucking cool, man. It'll be a little bit smaller, but it'll be we'll be able to make it work, and it'll be good. It'll be a little bit more, it'll be more of an intimate setting, if you will. And I think that'll be cool, which that'll make it'll actually kind of make it easier to cool. It'll make it easier to heat. And, it'll be our fucking place, and it'll be easier to decorate for sure. So I'm excited about that. We got, all the wall and the ceiling up. One wall. Anyway, we have to build the main wall. We just got to get a little bit more lumber for that. So be knocking that out. Oh shit! Sorry. Ugh. So that's cool. That's big news. I started the new process to make the rush with the new pigment. I'm actually going to be checking that out after I'm... God damn it, man. I got like hiccups and all kinds of shit. I'm having all kinds of issues. I got the new pigment set up and spun, so I'm going to be checking that after I'm done here. It's been spinning for 24 hours. So I want to see how this new black is. I'm excited about that. It is... I was getting fucking frustrated with the other shit. And I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a way around it. Doing as much research as I could fucking possibly do, I couldn't figure out how to not make it matte. I mean, without... Everything I came back to was like, oh, you need to add more of this, more. And I'm like, I really don't know, like, even in theory, how much more of this fucking one thing I could add. I'm like, how much do you add before it just turns into a fucking gelatinous fucking blob, like, I don't know. So I'm the research that I did do brought me back to this other pigment. And it said it might just need longer to spin. And by spin, I mean sit there in that auto stirrer thing. And just so everyone knows, I was the first one with the motherfucking auto stirrer, okay? The magnetic stirrer. Now it's like everybody has one. It's almost like a fucking, like you need to have one to be the ink man. I just was sitting there fucking hand stirring the shit at some point. And I was like, there's got to be a fucking better way. I mean, all of my innovations, when it came to hustling blue tops, getting them, or fucking making ink and shit, it's always come from me being lazy, saying fucking there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. In other Devastator news, official Ron.E got fucking licked by the police. I should have known when the motherfucker left the house and was like, I'm about to go hit a spot. And I for some reason, I had something totally different in mind when he was telling me about the spot. He told me about it before, that it was under a bridge to a waterway, which, you know, I mean, the likelihood that a boat is going to come by and get you fucked up in the game, especially the one he's talking about. Like, I don't even know if fucking boats are allowed in there. Would have been highly unlikely, I'd say. But he chose this other one that's, he's like, it wasn't on the road, it was elevated. I'm like, what? The picture he sent me, I said, was this the fucking road? He's like, well, yeah. I go, that's on the fucking road, dude. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's elevated. That's the road's right there. The road is right. That's the road is in the picture that you took. He said, well, I had to go on the road to get the picture. I said, oh, what the fuck? You fucking melonhead. So I can't be mad because, like, this is my whole fucking... most of this kid... A good portion of this kid's life was, that he remembers anyway, was fucking graffiti and graffiti-related fucking... decorations and work and friends and business and events and you know, things of that nature. So I mean it's my fault ultimately, but I definitely thought I taught him a little better than fucking going in broad daylight in a fucking small town on some fucking middle of whatever, supposedly someone called on him, and he was wearing some big ass fucking Jinko jeans, and I can't remember if he was wearing his pink shirt with a Cars backpack on his bike, and fucking, so he wasn't like very difficult to find, and he tried to lie. He tried to say, nope, wasn't me, it was someone else. I saw the person running away from the scene, he said. And the cop's like, oh yeah? And he goes, yeah. And he's like, what's in the bag? And that's where it all crumbled. That's where it all fell apart. So the fucking police called, well, Aaron called Erica, and then from Ron's phone or whatever, and then they called from the law's phone, and the law said, well, I have to turn him over. I have to release him to you. That's how it works. He's like, I'm not charging him with anything. He's like, I'm taking the cans. He's like, I'm not charging him with anything. I'm like, oh, good. Fucking A. And then he ends it by, I'm going to give this information over to the detective, and he's going to bring it to fucking CSX and see, because it's a fucking railroad bridge. He's like, I'm going to bring it to CSX and see if they want to do something about it. And if they do, you know, that if they want to press charges, you know, I'll end up being back here. It's criminal mischief. It's not a big deal, but it is something. He's like, oh, or they could, you know, request that you fucking clean it or get it cleaned or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, what the fuck? So now I get to sit here for however long and see what the fuck happens, if anything. I just thought I taught that fucking kid better than that, but whatever. And so the law leaves. You know, I got to be out there doing my fucking, like, I'm annoyed by the whole thing. I'm annoyed that he fucking got caught. I'm annoyed about his choice of time and day, and just the whole thing. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You know, you go out all hours of the fucking night anyway. Why do you choose 4:00 in the afternoon to fucking do this shit? You know, to do especially that. Where it was. What the fuck? It'd be like hitting a spot fucking just off Main Street in the middle of the fucking day. Downtown, any fucking Main Street. not in just Rochester or anywhere, Main Street, anywhere. Pick a side street off of there. There's where he was. At 4 o'clock in the fucking 4:30 in the afternoon, whatever the fuck it was. Shit, actually, it might have even been, I don't even know, 5 o'clock, the busy fucking time. Might have been right around there. I don't remember. But I'm like, oh yeah, it was about 5 o'clock because I had to leave at 5:30 and I had to wait for the law. So yeah, yes, that's when it was. So the busiest time of the fucking day, and somebody saw you. Go figure. You fucking melonhead. But whatever. Another thing, of course, I'm sure everybody knows about the Charlie Kirk shooting, and I'm upset about that. Definitely not a cool thing, man. I think that I try my best not to talk politics and things like that, but this isn't really politics. This is more fucking morality. And oh, that was weird. This whole fucking thing that's been there for fucking days just all of a sudden decided to start falling behind me. Huh. Just put that back up there. It's morally fucked up, man. I don't agree with it. I think that anybody should be able to say whatever they want without fear of fucking being fucking killed for it. And I don't think that's good for anybody. You know what I mean? I don't think it's good for whoever the fuck the shooter thought that he was fighting for. You know, whether it be trans rights or whatever it was, you know, I mean, that's what they're leaning towards. It seems like in the news. I don't know that. I almost don't think so, but I don't know. Either way, man, like even people who were opposite of Charlie Kirk's beliefs, they're more than fucking welcome to their discussion and their opinions or of whatever it is. And I didn't agree with everything the guy said, but what I do agree with are facts of a lot of things that are actual facts, actual statistics. I can't pull any off hand because I wasn't super dedicated. I would watch things here and there. But when you present facts to somebody and it doesn't align with what they think it is, all of a sudden you're a fucking asshole, you know? You know, if you're talking statistics and then they quote statistics that are opposite of what you think you've heard from fucking the internet, then you get mad about it. But I don't want to go too much into it. It's just a sad time in America because everybody, regardless of what your belief is, you know, whatever it is, you should be able to talk about that shit. No one's required to listen to you. No one's required to fucking be on board with you. But I do believe that people fucking, at the very least, should not feel like they have to kill you for that. I believe, and this is my belief, that there's a whole lot of other people that deserve killing before somebody with different beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's actual lists that you can get, and I've said this to a few people, in your community of people who have sexually or physically abused children. There are lists with addresses and things like that. Now, this is not a call to arms, but what I'm saying is if you really want to do some good of some people who have actually fucking hurt more than someone's fucking feelings on the internet, there are resources available for you. Because, I mean, though there are some people who have been fucking convicted, found guilty, pled guilty fucking are predators to our children who are actively here. You know, there's a fucking sex offender fucking 10 houses down to the north of me, you know, that I know of. If I blew up the map a little bit, there'd be more, but that's just the closest one that's documented. So I do believe that if people want to be like a fucking, you know, if you want to fight for the cause or something, like I always said, you know, go overseas and go join the French Foreign Legion, or go join fucking whatever and go fight for whoever you think is right. Or if you want to fucking save people here in the United States, go fucking take care of some of these readily available lists that are a couple clicks away with addresses and pictures and fucking and all that kind of stuff. I don't think fucking shooting fucking internet personalities is I don't think that's fucking cool, man. That's not cool. Shooting anybody for something that they said is crazy to me. You want to go punch someone in the face? You know, some motherfuckers get punched in the face. I think that's more of a I think, you know, I think there's better things. Like if you can't help yourself and you have to be physical and you have to exert some kind of physical whatever the fuck, there's better ways than climbing up somewhere with a rifle and fucking shooting somebody in front of women and children and fucking and elderly people and students and all this fucking shit. And you know, the damage that you caused to the people that were just around there, because it was a mix of people. You know, it was people that didn't like him and people that did like him. And the damage that you did to everybody at that fucking thing, dude, I've seen horrible things in my life, and it bothered me. And I've never seen something like quite that fucking bad in person. And I got to imagine that would stick with me for a while. And you know, it's a sad state of affairs, man, that you can't fucking. That you can't have anything anymore. You can't have an opinion. You can't have fucking, you know, it's like you can't have anything without somebody fucking it up. So, I don't know where we're headed. You know, really, actually, you know, there's a lot of talk online of all this, you know, and that's what it is, talk. I don't think it's going to change really necessarily. I don't think there's going to be big changes because of this. There might be some big discussions, and there might be, you know, whatever. I don't believe there's going to be any significant retaliation. A lot of people are seeing this like, oh, this is the start of a civil war, and I just don't see it. I mean, whatever. I don't think, myself included, I don't think anyone's ready for that. You know, I don't think there's a lot of people say things, but I don't think the mass majority of people are ready for fucking ultra violence and shit like that. You know, I don't believe that. I don't believe that the average person is equipped for that. Me being the average person, like I don't want to kill anybody. You know. I'm sure our primal instincts in all of us, it's there to protect. Yeah, well, I don't know, because they do say there's like, you know, like it boils down to like the basic fucking fight or flight kind of thing. And I think that's probably the most accurate, that in terms of protecting your whoever you're with, you're either going to freeze, but maybe that's a third one. Maybe you freeze, and maybe that's the same as flight. I guess we could lump those into the same category because they have the same outcome of you not being an aggressive defender. But I think at the very core of us, there's at least those two things, and some people will have to do what they have to do in the time if it's brought out of them, and they might not even know what they're capable of. But I believe that the vast majority of people are not ready for that, and I'm not. You know, I don't want to have an attic perch, you know, fucking waiting for people to come and fucking do whatever, because ultimately I'm just me, and I'm for my fucking address. You know what I mean? I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a fucking. I'm none of that. You know. I'm not. I haven't been. I believe in what I believe in, and that's it. You know. I don't vote. I don't fucking protest. I don't do any of that shit. And I always kind of feel like fucking charity starts in La Casa. You know, if I'm gonna be out there fighting for anyone, it's gonna be my family and my friends. And mainly that's about it. But I gotta say, if there was some like foreign invasion or some shit like that, you know, I'd be definitely on the American side, because that I guess really I'm an American, and I'm very well aware of as much as people want to fucking cry about it, how good we have it here. Because in some countries, for having beliefs and being outspoken, like even as much as journalism, you'll be imprisoned and forgotten about forever. On the less violent side of things. And in other countries, if you have differing beliefs, they'll cut your fucking head off on video, you know? Or they'll burn you alive, or stone you to death, or fucking all these terrible things that have happened to free thinkers or people who would be considered a rebel, you know. But here in America, you can fucking pretty much, well, you would like to think that you could pretty much say anything you want without repercussions like that. But apparently that's not true. But the general idea of America is you can fucking say whatever you want. And, you know, someone might punch you in the face should be about the worst of it, you know? And you know, I think sometimes I think that's fine. You know, I hate to say it because it sounds crazy a little bit, like, you know, but I believe that's, if you say something to someone that's fucked up, and you get punched in your face, that's what happens. If you catch a little ass whooping, that's what happens. You know, I don't think, and even then, I don't know. Depends on what we're talking about. If you tell me, you know, that my fucking son is a little cocksucker and I punch you in the fucking face, you know, whatever. But if you tell me that you don't like my political stance on something, I'm most likely not going to assault you. You know, if you call my mother a cunt in front of me, I'm going to fucking punch you in your face. But if you say my vehicle sucks, I'm probably not going to punch you in the face. You know, so you know what I mean? Like, I guess it all depends. And some people are fucking crazy too. So, but I don't think anyone should die over this shit, over anything, man. I think you should be able to go and do and say and discuss, you know, whatever you think is right. But what are you going to do, man? You know, it's a fucked up place, and I don't agree with it. And fucking long live free speech, dog. And I think we should all be fucking kind to each other. And because, dude, there's so much we can gain and learn from one another. It's crazy. You know, I was listening to an Ian Bick podcast, I think last night or the night before at work. And was it George Christie on it? Because I talked to George Christie here and there, the former Hells Angel and president of the Ventura chapter. I talked to him a few times, and he said that in the federal prison system, outlaw motorcycle clubs all get along, and they all leave their problems, you know, at the gate, more or less. And I think in the bigger picture, I think it just in the world, if we were all able to leave our problems at the gate and fucking, I think we could accomplish great things. If both participants were willing, you know, I think we all have a lot that we can learn from each other. A lot of skills, a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. But we're all so fucking divided by all these things. The only fucking death really I'll ever celebrate is that of a fucking, you know, a child predator or a predator of any kind. Aside from that, man, I can't get behind that type of behavior. I don't fuck with it. It's not all right. Yeah, man, and if that's upsetting to you, that wasn't my intention, but you know, again, whatever. You know, I don't, and I understand too that a lot of people don't care, and that's also fine. You know, I'm totally on board with if all of this stuff fucking, if it doesn't bother you, well, not doesn't bother you, if it doesn't have any bearing in your life, which is great, you know, because I got bigger problems too. It's certain things I'm just a little bit more affected by. But if you're able to just be like, fucking, all right, I don't want to hear it. Totally fucking fine. You know, everyone is not required to grieve over something or to feel anything about anything. It's not a requirement, and I respect that people are like, you know, whatever. I don't even care. I respect that more than celebrating. I respect that way more. I don't respect celebrating the shit at all. So hopefully people will continue to fucking to feel like they can say things without fear of being fucking killed for it, because I would hate for anyone on any side to feel like their life was in danger because of saying things. You know. But that's all I got for now, guys. I'm gonna I'll keep you updated. Keep an eye on the old gram of the studio build, and we will reconvene here next Friday. It is early, so you're gonna get this joint fucking early today because I gotta work all night, and Boney Baloney has a fucking volleyball game that we are going to be attending, and Erica wants to attend it. It is an away game, so guess who gets to go to work with me so we can attend? Ha ha. All right, guys. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And stay safe out there. Make fucking good decisions, whatever you do in your life. Shout out Punchmarker. Shout out fucking Machine Studio. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Zeph. Shout out Pep. Shout out fucking Dick. Shout out all you guys. Shout out my guy on fucking YouTube. I see you. I appreciate you fucking tapping in on the site. And I appreciate all of you guys, man. I love you, and try to take care of yourselves and your families and the people that you care about, and one another, because I don't know where the world is headed at this point. Probably going to stay the course that it has, I believe. I don't think that you know, I don't think that. And I feel bad saying this, but I believe it. I don't think that this is any kind of... I don't think there's going to be any change because of this. You know, and it sucks for some people. It's hilarious for other people. But I do believe that it's just going to be... unfortunately, it'll just be another thing that happened. And I don't think there'll be any change, positive or negative. Because we are in a fucked up place in this country and in the world where stuff like this is just kind of normal in a sense, whether it's caught on camera or not. You know, especially if it's not, if it was just a thing that happened somewhere in some closed space where there was no footage, I think the impact is almost not there. You know, like fucking no pictures or it didn't happen type of thing. I think that I think that exists as well. So because it was a highly televised, highly witnessed thing, that it was that the outrage was there. But I think if it was in a more confined thing on, maybe one angle from a Ring camera across the street, it probably wouldn't be, it would be a big deal, but I don't think it would be, I think it would be out of the news sooner. But who knows? I don't know. All right, you guys, be good. I love you. Take care of yourself and your animals. Spay or neuter your cats and dogs, please. Thank you. And don't let your fucking cats outside if you can. I don't let mine outside.